Good morning. This is Richard Peter, the founding member of the Glorious National Party here in Dallas, Texas. Today is Wednesday, March the 25th in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2009. As is my custom, let me be quiet before the God who gave expression to the universe, all the other universes besides the one we're living in as well. How many? An infinite number. Would you say he's smart? Maybe smarter than you, me, the president's economic team? I would say he's beyond any human measure of his intelligence. He creates life, starlight. I'm going to be quiet before him. I suggest you to do the same and allow him to flow into that empty, holy space that will give us the answers to the important questions that we as a nation face now, particularly in the area of our economy. Let's be quiet now before this great infinite God that chooses to dwell within our minds and our hearts. Orchestration. I watched the newscast, the news conference last night, and what I saw was a carefully orchestrated president. A confident president, but that confidence seems to be bordering on arrogance, and indeed it does. But orchestration is the key word. Took 2 days for him to decide to get angry, and then he comes on stage like a Hollywood actor and he says, I'm angry, I'm outraged. Doesn't sound like it to me. I looked in his eyes, and what I saw behind those eyes was this. I've got to pretend to be angry and arrogant. All right. Now, beyond that, the fact that he's an orchestrated president, that he relies too heavily on teleprompters, I do want to credit him with thinking on his feet, but he's repeating the same old tired phrases about the three-pronged stool that is based on nothing and that will fall of its own weight in the very near future. Prong number one, stimulus. We've got to stimulate the economy to produce job growth. That was his first act as president. Three-part stool. We're going to create a stimulus by doing what? By going to Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi and asking them to pull all the department heads, the IRS, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Commerce, and HUD, ask them to come up with their favorite pet projects. And we're going to put billions of dollars into those federal government department heads and create jobs. Also, go to the road and paving contractors and the remodelers and stimulate them. And I know that they are going to create the millions of jobs that we're going to need to reverse this economy and to reverse the collapse of the job market here in this country. Yes, that's what he proposed. He said this is guiding the ship of state in the right direction. Then the second prong of the three-pronged stools, help the homeowners. Yes, we've got to do something to help the people that have excellent credit continue to take out mortgages where it's going to take them 21 years to pay off just the interest on their loans. We're going to continue to have the Federal Reserve in operation, printing money out of nothing, money on demand, and having you and I put up our futures, our children's futures, on the basis of paying interest back over 21 years with money that's not even backed by gold and silver. We're bleeding our hands in the marketplace, welders scorching their fingers, Texas laborers working in the hot Texas sun to get paid in money that doesn't even have gold underneath it, to maybe buy a $100,000 home if you're lucky and don't have a sickness or an accident. In 21 years, you just get the right to pay the principal off on your home. That's why nobody except the very rich in this country are homeowners. or the people that settle for living in a $30,000 trailer. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying true wealth is not established. Wealth built on an acre of ground and a nice sturdy stone farmhouse. That's not going to happen because for 21 years you're going to be paying off interest. So the little bit before you even get to principal, so the little bit of help that they give the struggling homeowners is nothing because it doesn't go to the root of the problem. So leg two, founded upon the Federal Reserve, funny money, paper and credit, is a corrupt leg, rotten with termites to the core, and it too will fall of its own accord. Leg three, got to get the credit market moving. So what does he do? He and Tim Geithner go to the people that caused the problem to begin with, and they give them the bonus of entering into a public-private partnership where they can put up just a fraction of their own money at risk. They've got skin in the game, but not as much as you and I, the taxpayer, have in the game. It's like a seesaw. The private investors just take a little bit of risk, and they then become the middleman to auction off these troubled assets and supposedly get credit flowing again. Look, folks, are you people stupid? Put on your thinking cap. Why do we need a public-private partnership when we can go in as the FDC, nationalize these banks, which we already own anyway? 80% of the money that we put in there makes us own these banks. We need to fire all of the management that caused this problem to begin with, clean house, and put these assets up for auction to the highest possible bidder. After we clean the houses up, we can put good families into these homes. We need to relax the credit requirements so anybody can get into these homes that has a decent job and credibility. I'm not saying loan money to anybody and let them move in. What I'm saying is suspend the credit reporting on this, have each banker divide the banks up into regions, first of all. No more running this entire country out of one street, Wall Street. Let's regionalize the banks. That's the first and most important step that we can make. That is the first and most important step that we can make. Regionalize these banks, loan the money based upon credibility, not past credit performance. If they've got good jobs, move them into the home. Create a new freedom mortgage, folks, a brand new freedom mortgage. And what we do when we do that is we have, during this national emergency, a maximum of 3 or 4% interest. We open these homes up to the people that have credibility, not necessarily a good credit report. We get them to put a good down payment on these houses so that protects us in the future from going into housing bubbles. And we make sure that 1/2 of every payment goes to interest and 1/2 to principal. As far as stimulating the economy, instead of rewarding the Nancy Pelosi favorite projects in the departments of government, what we need to do, folks, listen, is create a national job bank. Give everybody that's been laid off in the last 90 days, go quarter by quarter, just the way unemployment goes, only this is reemployment. Give them a cash voucher up to $30,000 if that's what they earned last year to present to employers who join a national job bank and who are willing to hire within 90 days or less. Folks, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Now that would be a stool that works. Now, I want the stool, though, that I'm recommending to rest upon a new currency, a new United States dollar, not a United States Treasury note. I want that dollar to be backed at least 30 or 40% by gold and silver or a combination thereof, so that we can have real wealth and real value in our currency and not have to endure the inflation that's being inflicted upon us by these ill-thought-out policies of the Obama administration. Now, I've got a new witty invention where you can subscribe to my other videos, which are in-depth videos about how to legally sue the Federal Reserve and get Congress to go back to its constitutional responsibility of coining money. There's a $300 money multiplier in there. You need to call me on my private line in order to figure out how that works. Give me a call on my mobile, 469-569-8209, so that you can understand how with a $300 multiplier you can lead your friends and family into an economic arc of safety to avoid the ravage effect of the coming economic collapse. This is Richard Peter, the founding member of the glorious National Party. Won't you join me, if not for your sake, for the sake of your children and grandchildren?